Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. On today's episode of Tea with Thamarr, I kind of wanted to do something different. I get asked a lot about confidence, and so this whole episode is all about like self-love. Okay, so it's going to be about my personal journey to confidence, but more than that, why it's important to instill it in others, to pay it forward. I get asked about confidence all the time by women of different ages, ranging from like teenagers to women in their mid-60s, asking about how do you get so confident? How did you become so confident? Like, what's the secret? So I kind of wanted to share, like I said, my personal perspective, my journey about confidence and self-love. And then I also wanted to share some tips that I've learned that I actually do, and then things that I've learned recently from other women, why it's important to share that, why it's important to give compliments, and on the other hand, also learn how to accept a compliment, and why it's important also to kind of like friend shop. Like, and what I mean by that is like deciding who is in your circle, who's in your tribe of people to help foster and build your confidence instead of chipping away at it. So if you're interested in talking and listening, I would really like this to be a conversation. So if you guys want to share, or you feel okay with sharing your personal story in the comments below, please keep watching. I'm really passionate about this topic, not just because I'm a blogger, but because I'm a woman, I'm female, and we live in a world where we're constantly bombarded with images to improve ourselves, to make ourselves better. So I always had this idea that I would have to be in charge of my own opinion of myself. Like no one else was going to dictate that for me. And confidence is something I feel is an equal opportunity kind of characteristic that everyone deserves it, and why shouldn't someone be confident? And let's not mistake that with cockiness or being conceited, because confidence and self-love, I feel, go hand in hand. If you don't love yourself, if you strip away everything, like all the hair, the makeup, the clothes, even your friends, even the people that you identify with, if you strip all that away, at the end of the day, it's only you by yourself. So you have to be okay with yourself. Actually, you have to be more than okay with yourself. You need to love yourself. And I feel we love celebrities, we love athletes, we love so many other things, but to love yourself is such like a crazy thought, like such a revolutionary or novel idea. I feel like there's kind of like two kinds of people. There's people who are born confident, like we all know those people. And then there's people who build confidence. And regardless of what type of person you are, as long as you get to the final destination of loving yourself and being confident in yourself, it doesn't matter. I would classify myself in the group that was born confident, just because I don't ever remember not being this way. And not saying that to be like conceited, oh, look at me. I grew up in a family where you were just tough, and you were, if you guys know my mom, I should have my mom on on the channel come on one day, because if you know her, you'll understand. Like, I never ever questioned myself, because she never did. She was always, I never saw my mom cower. Her shoulders were never sunken down. She always was a very proud woman. I think that's also because she's Haitian and she's just always instilled that, like, we're very resilient, very strong, hardworking people. So there's nothing you can say, because I'm smart, I'm educated, I'm kind, and I'm a good person. So there's nothing that you can't touch me if I have all those things. Everyone's going to be entitled to their own opinion. Mine is the only one that counts. But not to say that I don't have moments of when I don't feel confident. And I think that's something that needs to be shared. Like, it's okay not to be okay, because Beyonce isn't Beyonce every day. She's not Beyonce 100% of the time. And neither is confidence. It's not something like you have to be confident every single moment of your life. Confidence is great to help you get through nervous moments. It helps you to step out of your comfort zone. It helps you tackle on the day. But confidence also can help you just become more appreciative of the body that you have now, of the time that you have now, not waiting for someone else or waiting to get to a certain size to appreciate life, to appreciate yourself. When I was going through school, obviously, people always tease fat people, like that's nothing new. So I had two older brothers that were kind of popular. So I kind of had that on my side. Like, if you mess with me, you're going to mess with my brothers. And I always felt like my weight was like such an obvious thing to attack. Like, what else do you have? I kind of felt like, that's it. Like, yeah, I'm fat. I know. I see my body every day. I clean my body. I moisturize it. Like, I know what it looks like. But people always just feel entitled to be like, you're fat. I know. My attribute that you have an issue with happens to be physical. Whereas there's so many things wrong with that person, mind you. But it's all internal. And you can't physically visualize it, so you can't attack that person. You can't point out like, oh, you have a cold heart, or oh, you have like a nasty personality. Like, picking at someone's physical attributes, like that's like the most obvious thing bullies can do. So my biggest tip about that is like, forget them. People who thought they were the poo in high school, like where are they now? Like, I don't even see, like, no, like it doesn't even matter. It gets better. One thing that I can say, if you're not a confident person in school or in high school, even as an adult, ask yourself, why not? Why do you feel someone else should be confident and you can't? You have everything that person has. You have a life, you have a personality, you have everything to be a good person. So that in itself entitles you to be confident. You're breathing on this earth. Other things that I feel like can help you is to surround yourself with people who help build confidence. When I was growing up, quantity trumped quality. And when I picked my friends, I kind of thought like they're pretty, or they're really good at school, or they're popular. Like, I want them to be my friend. But when you're friends with people like that, do they necessarily make you feel good about yourself? Do they encourage you to love yourself? Do they stop you from saying bad things about yourself? A real friend should be able to see that behavior and nip it in the bud, because we don't want to foster negative thoughts about ourselves, because negative thoughts fester, not pester, but they do pester too. They fester, and those things can be so overwhelming, and people can become so obsessed and become so anxious over these negative thoughts. Like, we need to nip it in the bud. So, friend shop. If people in real life and online are making you feel bad about yourself, unfriend them, unfollow them. There's nothing worse than having negative thoughts, but then to compound that with allowing people around you, like you choose these people to be around you, to make you feel even worse. So, friend shop. My best friend's my biggest cheerleader. She's like, yeah, that's my girl. Yeah, that's my girl right there. She's doing it. She's not going to allow others or myself to let me forget that. Okay. And it's okay to get to know people and like kind of feel them out before adopting them into your family. And I think that's really important, to have friends that are like you're hugging friends, like people you keep close that you can hug. And then the friends that you do like one of those. Hi. You love them from afar. And that's okay. Like, people are in your life for a purpose, and not everyone is meant to be in your close circle. And that's okay. Be okay with setting limits with people. Another thing I wanted to talk about was about tips and tricks of how to build confidence. One thing that I recently started to do was affirmations. And affirmations was something that I thought was really silly, like, but I keep hearing about it. On days that I'm not feeling like Thamarr, like I got this, I'm who run the world, kind of day, like if I'm not having one of those days, I look at myself in the mirror and I say, Thamarr, you got this. You got this, Thamarr. It sounds crazy, it looks stupid, but just trust me on this. Like, look at yourself in the mirror and say, you're beautiful. Or, like, you're smart. Like, you are a beast, Thamarr. You're going to kill this workout. Like, don't be afraid of anybody at the gym. That's one thing even today, I'm almost 31 years old. And I'm not hesitant to go to the gym. But it'll still be in the back of my head, like they're probably going to be looking at me because I don't have a body like theirs working out. I have every right to be there, just like they do. I have a right to work on my fitness and not be ashamed of that. So scratch that. Look at yourself in the mirror. Say you're the bomb, like you're the beast. You're beautiful. You're amazing. I'm going to kill that test. I'm going to be so charming on that date. I'm going to kill it in that meeting. Like, you have to speak it into existence. And it works. Like, I immediately feel like, yeah, like immediately after saying those positive things about myself, I feel better about myself. And if you're struggling with how you look, or like if it's your skin, or if it's your weight, whatever it is, focus at yourself looking in the mirror and say something positive about yourself. And I challenge you to do that for a week straight and see how you feel. And let me know. Another thing besides those things is on social media. Social media can make us feel really bad about ourselves. Have you noticed that? Like, social media, the people that we follow, who we allow to mess with our heads, we choose that. So we have the power to get back control of what we're feeding our minds and our bodies and our eyes. Like, what are we feeding ourselves? Are we nourishing ourselves to be better people, to be inspired, to be kind, to be, just to be proactive? Or are we feeding feelings of competition, anxiety, that we're not good enough, we're not thin enough, we don't travel enough, we don't have the perfect boyfriend, I don't have the perfect house, I don't have Instagram worthy friends or photos or whatever it is. If you're following people that legitimately make you feel that way, unfollow them. Don't allow yourself to be consumed by something that you have control of. It could be a really dark place, and it could be a place where anxiety just builds and festers, and we don't need that. We have so much stuff going on in our lives that we don't need to look to this social thing that is sometimes, a majority of the time, a facade, a really perfect corner of someone's life, because no one's picture perfect. Everyone has issues. Everyone struggles. No matter how pretty the picture, people suffer from something. So if you are feeling that when you scroll through Instagram or Twitter, whatever, unfollow them. Take the power back. Another thing I wanted to talk about was complimenting. Taking compliments and giving them. I really think that helps with your own confidence. Being able to give a compliment. If you're able, confident people don't feel threatened by the confidence of someone else. Like, I'm attracted to other confident people. You feed off of that energy. You feed off of that positivity. So why not share it? I love complimenting people because, one, it's unexpected. We don't do it enough. It doesn't have to be just superficial physical things like, hey, I love your hair today, or hey, great lipstick. But like, hey, I really liked how you handled that situation. Or thanks for being nice to that person. I noticed that. Or you look so nice today, not in like the fact that they're thin or like they're working out, like they look nice. Like, why not share that with somebody? I just don't feel like we do that enough. And what's the harm in that? Putting a little bit of good in the world by saying a couple of words, I think it's the easiest thing that we can do. And on the flip side of that, we need to learn to take a compliment without belittling ourselves or shaming ourselves. I used to say in response to someone saying like, oh, like, you look so beautiful. And I used to say, oh, it's the makeup. It's just the makeup. Or I would be like, girl, I'm wearing Spanx. Just something that immediately was negative about myself. Instead of just taking the compliment. Thank you. That's it. That's all I had to say. But I immediately had to like kind of dig at myself, because I feel like as a society, we don't think it's meek or humbling to accept a compliment just flat out. Like you're not a humble person. You have no humility if you just accept the compliment. And that's not true. To be able to take the compliment without having to shame yourself. That's the thing. We don't have to add that 2 cents after. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes a difference, and it shows someone's kind of self-esteem, their self-worth. If they make a statement like that, try to counteract that. Like, no, seriously, stop that. Stop that behavior. Be proactive in stopping negative talk. And that might be weird at first, but I promise you, like, that person will appreciate it, and it's just going to benefit yourself too. That was basically my perspective on a couple of topics about self-love and positivity. This is not all encompassing. This is not a quick fix. Like I said, there's 2 kinds of people in the world. People who are born confident, build confidence, and you can build confidence. If you're not a person that is naturally, feels good about themselves or says good things about themselves in the mirror, like, you can learn to do that. And self-love is just something that everyone is deserving of. No one body, no one race, no one hair type, no one eye color, no one anything is deserving of self-love more than another. We all deserve to love ourselves and not be shamed because we do. So if this helps one person out there, if this makes one person just like get through the day, I feel like I did my part. And there's so much negativity out there. We need something good. We need something positive in the world. So if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it. If you want to share your story, please let me know in the comments below. And if there are tips that you thought I could, learn about to build confidence, to maintain confidence, let me know. And I'll see you in my next one. Until then, please stay lovely. Bye.